Like, honey, I don't have a podcast. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 1, title pending. This is a golf podcast with a working title named Cart Path Only. I'm joined today by my best friend, Richie. Hello, Richie.
Hey,
why
Eric, how you
don't you
doing?
say hello?
How are
And
you?
I'm good. And
Good.
my name is Eric. We are coming to you live from our homes. I'm in the Bay Area, Northern California. And Richie, where do you reside from?
I am in beautiful, sunny Southern California, the Los Angeles area.
Yeah. And so this is both of our first time ever recording anything. So we'll hopefully look back in 10 years and be astounded at the progress we've made in this world. But for now and for the next couple months or years, it's going to be a little raw. So thank you in advance for your patience. The goal here is to, flex that creative side of our brains a bit, and also our passion for golf and our friendship for each other, and, allow you to get a few golf course reviews from the perspectives of two mid-teen handicaps looking to improve, but don't really have a ton of time to play golf. We're both, I think, 44.
44?
I'll be 45 soon. So, that's a little bit about us. Both Richie and I, we met each other in Montana, our sophomore year of high school. Been close friends ever since. Stayed in touch throughout the way. And we've always used golf as a way to get each other together and get our friends together. And we've enjoyed courses, mostly on the west part of the country, West Coast. Generally an annual golf trip or two. So that's a little bit about us.
Yeah, Eric, I'm really excited to kind of just share our thoughts and some of the experiences we've had. I think we both probably are pretty in tune to the world of golf these days, and podcasts and YouTube, and always have opinions on what they're doing and questions too. And so I'm really excited really just to talk with you about all the different things that may be going on in our life, mostly golf related, and maybe some other stuff as well. We're both family guys and have careers, and so I think it's really just a great opportunity to just share our thoughts. And I'm excited for any kind of feedback that we get, and to really see where the show can go. If it goes anywhere, we'll see. But like you said, it's going to be very raw to start out.
All right, Rich. Well, with that, enough with the intros.
Yeah.
Nobody's here for the intros. Let's get into, the meat of the presentation. So Richie, he's been playing much more golf than I have of late, and he's got our first course review for us. So Richie, what's the name of the course?
Yeah, so the name of the course that I played last and I'm going to review today is called Simi Hills Golf Course in Simi Hills, California.
Awesome. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to, when I think about golf course reviews, I don't know that there's a standard set of agreed upon principles or boxes that you check, if you will. I've never even really found a very good golf review website, I don't think.
Yeah.
I guess Golf Now, or there's a few, but when you rate a golf course, I don't even know what you're judging it on. Is it value? Is it entertainment? Is it the quality of the golf carts? Like, who knows, right? And so
Right.
Along this journey, Richie and I hope to somehow agree upon various categories on how you should think about rating a golf course. Not somebody who's a tour pro, but somebody who's a weekend player at best, and who likes to play a mixture of munis, nice resort courses once in a while as a treat. We're not talking about exclusive country clubs here, etc. So we don't really have a list, but we'll kind of just make this stuff up as we go. So Rich, let's start off with first impressions.
Right.
When you drive up, give the listeners a sense of what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, I think like the first impression you get as you kind of drive in is definitely like a municipal course. There's a there's a lake to the left as you drive in, and you can often find like a dozen people fishing in this like little lake that you could throw a rock across. So I just think like that's a pretty good indication of like what kind of course we're talking about. But definitely there's, a pretty simple signage. You walk as you drive in. It's not a terribly long driveway. There's like a little chipping green that looks like some people maybe just show up at and practice. When I was there, I did see, looked like a guy and his girlfriend. And he was kind of showing her like some chipping swings and stuff, which was kind of cool just to see. It's kind of tucked away a little bit. And as you pull into the parking lot, you kind of see the clubhouse. You can see the cart return. Then next to the clubhouse is kind of like the practice putting green. And really, that's kind of all you see. You can kind of see like maybe the first hole as you're driving in. But if you don't know the course, you don't necessarily know if that's the first hole or not. So you see a little bit of the course and some of the hills in the background. But I think first impressions as you drive in is really, okay, like this is a decent municipal course. And, we've all been to those courses where you pull up and you just drive away, right? It's not worth your time. But no, I think it's a pretty good impression as you come in.
Bag drop, yes or no?
Uh, no, there's no bag drop. You can park your car and you can go drop your own bag, but no, not out front. It's next to the front door to the entrance of the clubhouse, but I wouldn't say it's not even labeled to be a bag drop. It's one of those definitely like you're getting off work and you're pulling the parking lot and you're changing your shoes in the back of your car and you're walking up to the clubhouse.
Okay. Uh, how difficult was it to get a tee time? Did they have an
Um,
app? Did you call
um,
them? You got to know a guy.
Listen, knowing a guy is helpful. So that's one of the challenges I think we're going to probably face as we go through this journey of course review is how do you get a tee time in such a populated area with so few public courses, right? So they have a website that you use. You can go on to it. I don't want to get too long winded here, but there is a couple of memberships for residents and non-residents. The cost is $199 a year, and that membership gives you advanced access to tee times. And I'll tell you from talking with the pro shop, it's definitely an advantage to be a member. If you just go on randomly, you're not going to find a tee time for at this point probably before 2 p.m. Any day of the week. And with the sun setting around 5:36, you can't even finish 18. So one of the drawbacks for sure is having to probably utilize that membership. The one way around it is on the app. There's a notify button, a notify tee time, and you can click that and put in your information when you want to play, the times, the days, how many golfers, and they'll send you a text message when a tee time opens up. So that's actually how I got the tee time. I played both Sunday and Monday at the same course, and both times that's how I received the tee time. Say as a single on Sunday and as a pair on Monday. But outside of that, it's very challenging to get a tee time at this course or really a lot of other courses in the area.
So you're not a member.
Not a member currently.
Got it. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Give us your first impression of the pro shop. What do they got going on?
Yeah. So, and in all transparency, this is not the first time I played the course. I played it quite a few times last year, and the pro shop I thought for the size of it is pretty nice. They have they do sell clubs and they have golf gear, shirts, hats, gloves, balls. They have their own logo on some of the stuff too. They have rangefinders. Pretty much what you'd see from a typical pro shop. The folks are friendly. I've always never had a problem with them. They're always pretty quick. They're pretty brutally honest, which is really great. So they don't feel like to any point that there's you don't really feel like an outsider. They kind of welcome you in. They'll chat with you a little bit. But again, it's small. It's not a large pro shop, but I think it has pretty much everything you would need if you were showing up.
Okay. Uh, do they have logo balls? And
They,
have you purchased one?
it's funny. I buy a logo ball from just about every course that I play. And they do have logo balls, but I did not purchase one. I don't know. There's something about a local muni course where I just don't have the desire to put the Simi Hills Golf Course logo ball up onto the ball display.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in life, all every part of the journey matters, not just the fancy ones, right? So
Does that just make me like a bougie logo ball guy?
let's put this on your list of next time you play, you're coming
All
back with a
right.
logo ball.
All right. I'll support the local Simi Hills Golf Course with the
Yeah,
purchase of their logo ball.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have a scale for any of this, so that'll be
Yeah.
something we develop over time.
Right.
But
Yeah.
um, so you've checked in.
Yeah.
You got time to. Are you having are you eating? Are you stretching in the locker room? What are the facilities looking like here?
Yeah. Yeah. So no locker room, just, basic bathrooms. Good quality bathroom, well kept. I know that's important. A pretty good restaurant. I just learned that they actually sold the restaurant to a company that's just going to run the restaurant separate from the golf course. So that was kind of cool to see on Monday when I was there. They had their smoker outside and they were smoking ribs and pork butt and all kinds of different things. So yeah, I mean, for that round, I hadn't had lunch yet. I was coming off of work, so I grabbed a chicken Caesar wrap beforehand and ate it while I kind of changed out by the truck and got ready for my round.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. I was listen. I wasn't sure. You never know what golf course food is gonna be like, but I was pleasantly surprised. I would recommend the chicken Caesar wrap. The chicken's warm. I think that is an underrated piece of a chicken Caesar wrap. But sometimes they throw them in
Yeah.
the fridge and they're 7 hours old and the chicken's dry. So
Yeah. So everybody in Southern California is on the freeways, right? So is the recommendation stop off at your favorite fast food prior, In-N-Out, Del Taco, or pass and
no,
enjoy
I
the
think
chicken Caesar wrap?
I think you're passing and you're going to enjoy the Caesar wrap. I mean, I would actually be curious to see what their barbecue tastes like. And they have a really nice patio outside off of the bar area where you can sit and watch the ninth green as people kind of come up and make the turn. So no, I highly recommend like skipping the fast food. And it's hard to say skip In-N-Out, but I would say, you definitely want to partake in the food at Simi Hills.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. All right. So our bellies are full. We're checked in. Before we tee off, do we have time to warm up? Give
Yeah, a
us
little
a
bit.
sense for the range, the putting green, the chipping facilities, anything to get the muscles warm.
Yeah, so the putting green's, pretty typical. Not giant, but pretty good size. There's enough room for people to want to warm up. There's a small chipping green, right, kind of next to the putting green, separate from the one I mentioned on the drive-in. And then they do have a driving range. It's mats, probably about 15 mats. In rough, it's a typical driving range, pretty rough shape, a lot of dirt out there. It's flagged off. And listen, I think it's really important when you go to a driving range that their flags are actually distance off from where you are, and they do a good job of that, right? So they're measured off. You don't have to pull out your rangefinder. It's pretty apparent what distances each flag is. So no, I like that. And they actually on the one end by the ball machine, they do fittings there. They have a pro who teaches, and he's using some looks like what pretty good technology. I think it might have been like a Mevo Plus launch monitor and a television. And so I thought that was great too, to be able to have that service at a local municipal course versus like maybe having to go to a country club or to an actual golf shop like a Roger Dunn.
So is this a pro or is it a teaching pro who
It's a
kind of
teaching bro.
rents a spot from the
Yeah, I think
facility?
I didn't ask the guy, but I think he does actually work for the course. And he's there every time I've been there, he's been there. And he hasn't always had lessons, but I've seen him have lessons. I've seen him do a club fitting. So he's there pretty much five days a week, at least what I've seen. We don't play there a lot on the weekends. It's not a course that, again, we talked earlier about like how hard it is to get a tee time in the area. And obviously on a weekend, it's really challenging. So this is a course we mostly play. I mostly play like a Monday through Friday.
Okay. All right. So the name of the podcast is Cart Path Only. We're not quite sure why. We thought maybe we should just focus on all the intricacies of a golf cart. that's probably a limited audience. So we then thought cart path only, meaning, the weekend travel golfer who's, you know, only out for a limited time. And if they did walk 18, then they're probably going to be tired for a few days. So, but with any ado, did you take a cart?
I took a cart, Eric.
All
I
right.
do have a pretty nice push cart, but I kind of feel like I don't know, I'm a cart guy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of courses aren't really set up to be walkable, right?
No.
But especially, yeah, it really kind of takes a specific course. Um, so tell us about the carts.
All right. I'm a bit of a cart aficionado, I feel like, and I'm maybe a cart snob. So the first thing I hate in a cart is like a torn seat. I don't understand why. It just, to me, it's just like the indication of like a trashy golf cart, right? All these seats are very nice. Like well taken care of, well kept. Um, so first impressions you walk up to the car is definitely a positive one. There is no technology in the cart, which I don't think at a muni course is probably necessary, right? I know some my local course around here. When we do that review, we'll discuss what they do, but some have it, and it's nice. But in today's world, with like golf watches and golf apps and rangefinders, I don't even know if that's like the first thing I would trust, right? I think I'd probably still gun it with my rangefinder to get my yardage. So I don't think that that's a big miss on the golf cart. One thing that I just need to express to the public, I don't understand. Every golf cart has a spot behind the seat on each side for a cooler and for a club cleaner. And I think you can buy those on Amazon for like $18. And they're just underutilized. These carts here do not have the cooler. They do not have the club cleaner. I just think they're such nice conveniences to have, especially where we live and it gets hot in the summertime, be able to throw whatever your waters, Gatorades, your drink of choice into the cooler. It just seems like a missed opportunity. So if I had a recommendation on how to improve the cart, I would say add the cooler, add the club cleaner. Like, let's spend the extra $50 and pimp my ride.
Got it. We can tell the man's passionate about the cooler.
I'm not passionate
Somewhere
about a lot, but
somewhere
give me a cooler.
somewhere to keep his chicken Caesar wrap cold during the round. So docked a couple points for the lack of the cooler.
Whenever we decide to put a scale together, there will definitely be a point
Yeah.
deducted for no
Okay.
cooler.
We will remember the lack of the cooler. Um. All right. So you got your cart. You're loaded
Mm,
up. You're ready to rock.
yeah.
So let's get on to the golf.
Yeah.
Give us the first tee experience.
So first tee is it's a slight dogleg left. It is the hole that does kind of run parallel to the entry driveway to the course. There's a lot of room to the right. To the left, there's the ninth fairway. So you're tree lined on the left, which is a challenge, but I would say all in all, it's really not a very intimidating first tee shot. It's right next to the pro shop, so there may be some groups waiting for you to tee off, and so there's always some pressure that comes with like teeing off in front of random people, random strangers. But you're already paired with a couple of strangers pretty much each time. So yeah, tee shot is pretty hard to mess up on the first hole. I say like it's a pretty good start to the round. It's a par four dogleg left. I'm
Yeah.
guessing around 400 yards, and so yeah, kind of off and running from that point, right?
Yeah.
Hit your tee shot and get in your cart. And luckily, this course has never been cart path only.
Good. That's why it was specifically chosen for our
Right.
debut episode, right?
Absolutely.
So we made sure we had a
Yeah.
lot of planning in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll pause here for a sec. I don't know that it makes sense that we'll go through a hole by hole review, right?
No, I
So
don't think.
what I kind of want to do is think about like some just overall conditions. Like we'll talk
Sure.
about the time of year and
Yeah,
like where
I
you
think
were
that's
at. Like,
important. Yeah.
was the grass, like, was it growing? Was it just dormant?
Yeah.
And then like overall, like, conditions of the tee box, condition of fairways,
Mhm.
greens, speed of them. And then maybe some notable holes, like maybe if there's like two that really stood out,
Yeah.
or any kind of notable things that occurred that are either funny or shocking, and then we'll somehow wrap up the course review, and then we'll move on to the best bets.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I did take like some notes here. So like on Sunday, I was like I played with three other people. There was like a mom and son, and then like a random guy. But the note I wrote was like the value of riding in a cart by yourself, because the two were together, and then the other guy he walked, and so I was in my cart by myself, which was kind of a pretty nice experience when you're playing with like three people. I did mention in my notes like tee box for rough, the playing partners, right? Like who do you get paired with? Like that's an interesting like thing when you play as a
For
single or
sure.
even with a pair.
Oh
So I want
yeah.
to maybe get into something like that. Like who'd you play with? Like
Yeah.
what are their personalities? And then
Yeah.
maybe like just open up the kind of the conversation to like what type of person do you like to play with? Right? Like what's the ideal playing partner? And maybe that's a topic for like
I
another
gotta.
time.
Yeah, I'll just throw this out there. Let's see if we can think of um just a random question that we ask
Yeah.
every person that we play with, and we agree on what that
Yeah.
question is,
I agree.
and then
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
log the history of the
Uh-huh.
answer to this question, and
Yeah.
maybe the question evolves over time. But
Yeah.
so if y'all have any suggestions on what this question should be, let us know. But for now, we'll
Yeah.
brainstorm a bit on that one. So,
Okay, cool.
um,
All
okay.
right. So hold on.
So anything else? Anything else to report from the course?
Yeah, so we were, we're playing in February. So we're, winter conditions still. Grass is pretty dormant. Greens are in really good shape though. There was no issue. I wish people would fix their pitch marks a little bit more often, but other than that, I don't think that there's like any issues. The sand was nice, soft, which is sometimes challenging to find at a muni course, ends up just being like hard dirt. Like I said, tee boxes were in some rough shape. But again, I just attribute that to the time of year we were playing. I don't think that that was something that maybe they were even focused on, or if that's something that they really do. I think most courses are probably start aerating in March, so maybe another like few weeks they'll start plunging for the spring. So yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty nice like, as far as like the course goes. There are again rough spots and some dark patches, but it's to be expected when you're playing in February.
Got it. So we don't have a scale yet,
Yeah.
but what how does the course rank?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tell you in a couple different ways. So, if you were to ask me, if I wanted to play this course, I would never balk at it. It's always definitely a playable course for me. I'm always interested in playing it. I've never said no. It ranks for me in like the upper echelon of local municipal courses. I think they do a really good job of taking care of it. If we were to say like just a hypothetical scale of 1 to 10, we give it probably a 7.5 to an 8. But we'd have to kind of look at like some of the details of how we want to start ranking some certain things and where it compares, and that will probably evolve based off of time of year, what day, what time, those kind of things when you're playing it. But no, I definitely would rank this course as a find a way to get a tee time. I think that's definitely my recommendation. Go out there, enjoy yourself. It's not extremely hard, but there's some challenging holes. There's some interesting layouts and some holes, and I think you have fun.
All right. So we have a recommendation from Rich.
Yes, we'll give it two
Uh,
thumbs up.
Two thumbs up.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
All right. Well, thanks, Rich. So
yeah,
that's going to be the meat of the episode, and what we're thinking is at least incorporating a couple other segments throughout each episode. So today we thought we would just discuss something that's golf related that each of us are enjoying. It can be anything. Maybe that evolves over time, but for now there's no restrictions. So Rich, share with us, something from the golfing world that you're enjoying, and anything you want to share.
yeah. So I mean, again, I really enjoy a lot of that content. I would say like There is a there's an Instagram page that I really enjoy. I give him a shout out. It seems to be kind of up and coming over the last few months. It's funny to watch them. But the Instagram account is called Bev Boys Golf, and it's really I think a pretty
Bev Boys,
Bev Boys Golf. Yeah,
BEV.
BEV, like beverage. Yeah, Bev Boys Golf, and I find it interesting. I really think that just the approach. There's a lot of YouTube golf out there, a lot of Instagram golf out there, and it's hard to find something that maybe resonates or stands out amongst like the tens of thousands of different influencers or podcasts. But this guy really does a good job of like kind of incorporating like being a married guy and how he goes about golf and how golf like affects his relationship with his wife. I just find it funny. I think it's really, really interesting. And I look forward to like some of the different stuff that he puts out. So yeah, that would be my first recommendation would be to just check that out.
So
And see.
is it, it sounds like it's a guy. How is it titled Boys? Is it his buddies he brings in, or?
Yeah, so it's really like he does have another buddy, but I think it's really more along the lines of like for the boys kind of thing. More of
Mm.
like instead of like with the boys, he does have, like I said, on the channel he has a couple of different people that'll pop in and out and stuff. But for the most part, it's just him, and like I really enjoy like just some of the satire that he kind of shares, and it's an enjoyable find for me.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, how about you, Eric? What are you currently enjoying in the world of golf right now?
Yeah. All right. So I have a book recommendation.
Oh.
Um, the book is called The Match. I'm not finished with it.
Mhm.
I think I'm about halfway. And so I think I can just kind of provide an overview without spoiling it. So the book is written by Mark Frost.
Mhm.
The Match is a battle that takes place at Cypress Point between two of the greatest amateurs to play the game, matched up against uh, two of the most famous professionals to ever play the game. Not from the current day. It's more from the historic golfing perspective. So think Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, Ken Venturi, that genre or that era. And so, yeah, I'm truly enjoying it. They kind of go, they talk, there's some leading up to it to try to talk a little bit about the golfing scene down in Monterey Peninsula at that time. You get to learn a little bit about the players, the folks that kind of got the match organized. There's some high stakes involved. And it's just really crazy to think about the today's golf game, which is just dominated by, tons of money. I mean, especially with like live
Yeah.
golf and all the purses and, the amount of money, for example, Scheffler wins when he, wins the FedEx Cup. And then you listen to the stories back, in the 30s and 40s at the PGA Tour. And there's this concept of like the amateur was like the famous golfer, and like the amateur lifestyle was like the way to enjoy the game. And these folks came from livelihoods that they had means, and they were able to kind of enjoy golf on their own terms. So like they were in the business world or whatever, but they were highly competitive golfers. Whereas the pros almost seemed like a second class citizen, where they had to dedicate their entire lives to traveling around the world and just scrapping up dollars and cents where they could just to make ends meet. Does not sound like it was a very fruitful lifestyle. So it's really interesting because you don't even think about that, because you think a pro golfer now and you just think of all the money and fame and the endorsement deals and everything that comes with that. But so I'd recommend it just from that perspective for anybody who loves a game of golf, just to even think about how the U.S. game used to be, back in the 30s and 40s, which is just so different. So, but like I said, I am, and for those who don't know, the courses down the Monterey Peninsula in Northern California are, some of the most famous courses Cypress Point being probably one of the most exclusive courses in the world. It's not public. So, most will never play that course, but it's down there with Pebble Beach, within the 17-mile drive, but it's not public. So anyway, so check it out. Like I said, I'm not done. So I don't know how it ends. And if I did, I wouldn't share, but, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm actually listening to it on Audible, cause the narration's pretty cool. So something I do on my commute to work. So
No,
yeah.
I love that recommendation. I mean, not a lot of us have time to sit down and read a book, but a lot of us have commutes. I spend a lot of time, a lot of windshield time for my job. So I think that's a great recommendation, and looking forward to getting in there and starting it.
Yeah. So maybe we'll put a link out to Bev Boys Golf, as well as
Mhm.
we'll put a link out to the match,
Yeah.
for those who want to check it out.
Excellent.
So I think with that, let's start to put a bow on this first episode. Is there anything, Rich, you want to say as we bid farewell?
No, I think that this is a good start. I definitely expect a lot of maturation in the show and how we do things, but I really just wanted to just stay true to just, like the weekend warrior, the average golfer guy, right? I don't want to get into too many, crazy things. We're definitely not country club guys. We're not members anywhere. We love golf. We play when we can. We like talking about it. We see things, just we've been friends for over 30 years and we see things from different perspectives sometimes. So I just think it's a cool way to share that and just to, share our love for golf and really just kind of explore new things. There's a lot of stuff we want to talk about. We're going to get into it all in the first episode, but I'm really excited. I think it was a really good start.
All right. Well, thanks, Rich, and appreciate everyone who may have been listening in today. Again, bear with us. We're just getting started, but we hope to have some fun along the way. So, with
Absolutely.
that, we will see you soon.
All right. See you episode 2.
Have a good day.
All right.